The Kogi State Government has continued to improve the education sector and has called on individuals to join the government to grow it to an enviable height. The commissioner made the comments at AbdulAzeez Memorial College, Okene, during an event held to distribute science textbooks to students by the local government Auditor General, Usman Ododo. Ododo commended the state governor Yahaya Bello, who has given him the opportunity to serve in the capacity of a cabinet member, and as well gave the platform to adopt schools through the program School Adoption and Mentorship by the Ministry of Education. Our reporter has more.
The State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Weme Jones, commended the local government Auditor General, Usman Ododo, for his vision to support government's plans to transform the educational sector for what it used to be in the past.
The exercise of today, as you may also be aware, is wholly sponsored by Alhaji Usman Ododo, the Auditor General Local Government, Kogi State. And he has said he's aware of the effort of government to change our paradigm from the regular education to a deliberate and conscious science and technology type of education, where students upon graduation from school already have a particular skill that they can further develop, technical, vocational and science-based. And the truth is, we are going the way of STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics. That being the case, we cannot do things exactly the way we've done it before and expect to have different results. But because we are desirous of having different results, and Alhaji Ododo is aware of our desire, and we've had a lot of communication, it's okay, let me now go, even though I'm an accountant, let me go the way of sciences. Education is a social service that requires huge funding. No government all over the world can singly fund education. So the intention is we are inviting everybody to come and support the effort of government by reaching out and giving back to schools, especially schools that had at one time or the other given you something while you were growing up.
Weme said the state has not had it so good, saying the governor has done more than the 26% required by UNESCO in the state education sector.
30% of Kogi State budget for 2022, 30% of it is what we are using to run education in our state. UNESCO, the international body that makes such recommendation, recommends only 26%. But the governor said, no, for Kogi State we need much more than that because we must revamp education truly. And he has allocated 30%, which is why you can see the development that is happening in education in our state.
The commissioner listed key achievements of the government and said to maintain the standard, the government has instituted an educational law that empowers the government to deal decisively with anyone who jeopardizes the efforts invested into the education sector across the state.
You may be aware of the education law, which is a law to regulate the operation of every educational institution in the state. Before the law came about, people were doing all manner of things. Let me tell you that with the coming into effect of that law, we are empowered. We have the capacity to deal with people who try to mess up our educational system. And let me say it here and now, that by the grace of God, registration of new schools, people who are doing private schools, registration of new schools will not be so rampant going forward. Good news is, just like Alhaji Ododo has worked on chemistry and physics, another well-meaning co-guide is working on mathematics that will go around the whole state.
Weme Jones said the textbooks are free of charge for the student and should not be sold. The chairman of Okene Local Government Area Council, AbdulAzeez Muhammad, commended the provider of the books, but urged teachers and students to rely on God, saying education alone does not stop crimes of any kind in the state.
Education means knowledge, skills, values, critical thinking. Education means God consciousness. Somebody who spoke before me said, education eradicates tolerance. But I can tell you today, degree holders now hold guns, are now thugs. Degree holders. That's to tell you, education does not eradicate tolerance. What eradicates tolerance, violence, is God consciousness. So I want to use this video to talk to my teachers here that please, in your teaching, include God consciousness.
Traditional rulers commended the state government and the local government Auditor General Ododo for the provision.
During our own time, for instance, the textbook that we are given today, no single textbook that we are not having, including the subject that we are not doing, we are having them and we are reading them. And I pray that I'm praying that these very textbooks should go along with soft copy, because our students are diversified from reading hard copy. So put them on the system in the school, on their library at least. They should have, each school should have at least 5 desktop, whichever it is, so that they can have soft copy to learn.
We also want to show here that we are going to make use of the good of the book. We are going to use the book as expected. The students, we are going to make sure we impart the knowledge to them. Then we pray that the students will not only get the knowledge, but they too will have the opportunity to do more than this in future.
I understand there is a school or a professor in South Africa who said that the easiest way to destroy a society is to collapse its education sector. People may not notice it, but if the education sector is collapsed, it is just a matter of time before that society collapses. I must say that in this country, we almost got into that. And luckily, we have people who are now struggling by all means to revive that sector. And we are starting from the right angle. So, for that reason, I want to most sincerely thank Alhaji Usman Ododo, who is making this contribution to the education sector of Kogi State.
We want to also thank the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology. I particularly, on behalf of the alumni, say that the governor adding science and technology has brought forth what Nigeria needs. We hope that this donation will continue as expected. The fact that it is thousands that have been donated means a lot to this state and the country.
The Kogi State Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Informal and Vocational Education, Nana Hawa Raji, while appreciating the achievements recorded so far by the present administration of Governor Yaya Bello, she commended the initiative of the local government Auditor General, adding that it will help to reduce the burden on the less privileged who could not afford them.
I would like to applaud Alhaji Usman Ododo for this initiative. Why? Because as students in public schools, most of them, as we all know, may not have that capacity to be able to get them the textbook. Not only will this textbook help them in their studies, it will also help them, encourage them that education is important.
Nana called on stakeholders to key into the school adoption and mentorship program to complement with what the government is doing.
The appointees of His Excellency Alhaji Adoza Bello are already doing amazing well, cut across in all fields, both education, skill acquisition, but I would like to call us and encourage us to do more for our people.
Beneficiary students who spoke to journalists expressed joy, saying it will help them to study better, and thanks the state government and the provider.
We need all these textbooks to be able to study further. for all these external exams, exams into the higher institution and stuff like this. So we need all this because we can't use one series of textbook to do some exams and enter into the higher institution easy like that. So we need a combination of textbooks that we can study to be able to pass the exam freely and enter into the higher institution and be someone tomorrow and be one of the leaders of tomorrow.
So I am so excited, and I want to thank him that God will bless him, and also he will be upgraded always.
The governor, through the State Ministry of Education, has continued to create a conducive atmosphere for learning and teaching to take place across the state-owned primary, secondary and tertiary schools through various programs, constructions and rehabilitation of many schools. Faith Abdul Ghaffar reporting for MFC TV.